Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to try out the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. I just picked mine up from QVC. I believe it is exclusive there. This is fairly new to the market, so if you'd like to find out my first impressions, just keep watching. Before we get started, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, as well as turn on the notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. So as I mentioned, I purchased this from QVC and it was shipped to me in this mailer. I purchased it as a set. A lot of QVC products are sold that way. So I received the concealer, a Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara, as well as a beauty sponge. So let's go ahead and pop these out. It's so funny, I actually had a Lights Cameras Lashes over here on my table here that I just opened. So I'll just go ahead and put this one away in the drawer as a backup. This is what the sponge looks like dry. I'm going to go ahead and wet it really quickly so we can get started. So here it says that Tarte is America's #1 concealer brand. I could see where that might be the case. Also, it says that it's full coverage, extra creamy formula with natural demi matte finish. Cushion tape technology helps smooth while moisturizing so it won't crease, cake, or look dry. Ultra hydrating prickly pear hyaluronic acid, ginseng, and vegan squalene lock in moisture and promote firmness. Avocado and shea butters nourish, while raspberry ketone and meadow sweet help reduce the look of redness and hyperpigmentation. Blend out with included latex-free quickie blending sponge. Make sure to dampen first. It also has information about the mascara as well that we won't read. Let's see what this is all about. I purchased this in tan and I brought over a new Tarte Shape Tape that I had as a backup. The Ultra Creamy one has Ultra Creamy on the bottom, and this one just says tan, but they look very, very similar right here. And I'm gonna just swatch the Ultra Creamy one here on my hand. Ooh, already feels different. I can already tell a difference, y'all. So that's that one. And it already went on quite moist feeling. Definitely. This one is the creamy one. I always do that. I put it too close to my thumb. This is creamy, and then this one is the regular one. So I'll rub that in a little. Look very close. I don't see much difference in the color. The shades look the same. I can definitely tell that this is more dewy on this side, and this looks more matte. Because I have other videos to film today, I didn't want to do a comparison of the two. I'm just going to use the creamy version. And I already have on my foundation that I didn't even set down with powder and looks pretty set, but I'm still going to add powder. I have on NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in Cadiz mixed with the Rare Beauty Foundation in 410N. So here we go with the sponge. And I have not used a sponge ever before. Let's blend this side out. I feel like I don't have as much on. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's blend this out with the sponge. On this side. I like this. I'll just carry it over my lids because they tend to be fairly dark. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to use the sponge to apply to the center of my face. All right, now I'm going to use the brush on the other side. This is a Sephora Flawless Airbrush brush, number 56. These have been updated at Sephora, so it may look different on their website now than this particular brush. They still make it, but they just changed it a little. So let's zoom in a little bit. I feel like it's not, and I could be wrong, I feel like it's not as thick as the original Tarte Shape Tape. Like, I feel like it's a little more liquidy, and it even felt that way when I initially applied it on my hand. But the coverage still looks good. I have gotten so I like to go in at least like a little bit more, but not too much, to make sure my dark circles are covered. So I'm gonna put a little bit here. I don't know that there's that much difference between the brush or the sponge. I think sometimes the sponge may shear it out a little bit more, but I don't know that I could tell that huge of a difference. I'm just gonna use the sponge to blend this out. So I think you're safe to use either one, brush or sponge. I still feel like I got this one little area right there, and I want more on my nose. And I do think it looks more dewy, especially I can see it more in the viewfinder. In my camera, I can see that it's a little more radiant. For someone like myself that's a little older, I think that the dewy version is a good option, and especially if you have dry skin. Like, I think it's helpful with drier under eyes, and as you age they become drier. And I also think it's helpful if you just have dry skin in general. So I do like what I'm seeing so far. I like it so far. I don't know that it's performing any differently than my normal Shape Tape. I think it's performing similarly, except it's creamier. Let's go ahead and apply powder. Today I'm going to apply the Velvet Finishing Powder by Nakia Joy Cosmetics. I love this powder. It smells like cupcakes. So here we go. I'm going to use this Chikuhodo brush to apply the powder to the rest of my face. I'm liking this so far. I'm going to complete the rest of my look, and then we're going to take a closer look at this concealer. Alright guys, I'm back and I have completed my makeup look, so let's zoom in a little bit closer. So here we are, up close and personal. I can't see a significant difference as of right now. Like, I don't know. Once I set it with powder, I don't know that there's a huge difference for me as far as how it performs on my skin from the original Shape Tape. Of course, I have just applied it. I've just completed my makeup look. I have on the best setting powder in the world. Like, this is like an oily skin girl's dream. So it really set everything down. It had a creamy texture. I could definitely tell the difference on my hand when I swatched it earlier. I could see that it looked different than the Shape Tape. It looks amazing under my eye right now. I would probably have to go back to the regular Shape Tape and put on like the same setting powder to be able to tell if there's a significant difference between the two. But looking at it now, I just think it just looks like Shape Tape. People who will probably be able to tell the most difference are people who have really dry skin, drier under eyes, and maybe because of that they did not like the original Shape Tape. But for somebody like me, I've not had any issues with Shape Tape. I will say that I think it performs a little bit differently for me now than it did when it first came out, because I am a little bit older than I was. Because I notice sometimes it may be too dry to bake. For example, I don't typically bake the same way that I used to when I wear the original Shape Tape, because it may get too dry. Whereas like today, I left the powder on while I did my brows, and I don't think that my under eyes look too dry. They still look matte, but I had on the Nakia Joy setting powder. I wore this today because I have another video to film and I know my makeup is going to stay locked in with this one, but it's really good for oilier skin, and I have a more oily T-zone, so everything looks fairly matte right now. I don't think that my T-zone looks dewy as a result of applying this creamier version of the Tarte Shape Tape. It just looks matte the way that it normally would look if I apply setting powder. It's not crepey under my eyes. I am a little bit older. I'm 47, and I do have some fine lines here under my eye, but with the Shape Tape, I don't think that it accents those fine lines. You're not going to be able to erase them. If you're older and you have lines under your eye, they're going to be there. But some concealers make them look worse. Or creasing, like I actually have had concealers that really do crease. I don't know that everyone really knows what creasing is. When I have seen creasing, I have literally seen the concealer kind of bunch up on my skin the way a wrinkled shirt looks. And I'm like, huh. And it wasn't because of my skin, it was what the concealer was doing. Tarte Shape Tape never does that for me. The regular, nor this one. Like today, of course, is my first time wearing it, but my under eyes look amazing. They look really nice. I can't complain. I like it. The Shape Tape is wearing well down the center of my face. It blended in nicely with my foundation. The other thing I want to point out is that the color looks very much like my normal tan color looks. If that's any indication, whatever you normally wear in Shape Tape, you can probably wear in this creamier version. I'm going to continue to use this one. I think I will really enjoy the creamy version for my more aging skin. If in the end it performs similarly to the original Shape Tape, except it will help you avoid some of those things, you know, that extra dryness that sometimes can happen with Shape Tape, then why not try this one? But if you don't have any issues with the original version of Shape Tape, then I would say continue to use it. I love how this looks on my skin right now, and I'm looking forward to wearing it more in the future. This is the original and this is the creamy version. I wish they had changed something about the packaging for the creamy version other than the sticker on the bottom. I wish they had done something to make them look different so that you would know the difference between the two. Because someone like me who has them both, I may grab the wrong one. I don't want to have to store them separately, and I don't want to have to pick them up and look underneath every single time to tell which one is which. Right now they look very, very much the same when you first look at them. Even when you read here, it doesn't say anything about it being creamy. You have to look at the sticker on the bottom to know that it's the creamy version. That's the only thing that I think they could have done better. But there you have it. That is my quick demo of the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. And I hope that you have found this video to be helpful. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.